What's up guys, Ricky over here with Matt. Today we're going to be going over the Upa. People call it bucking, I like to call it Upa, but it's going to be an escape from mount. Very basic technique. I think everybody learns this in the very beginning of their career, and to me I've never stopped using it since the beginning of my career. Something that's really important whenever somebody's on mount position, especially from a escaping perspective, I never want him to climb high onto mount, which means if his knees climbed a little bit more north over here, and the reason being is because if he's this high, my hips don't really have connection to him. So if I try to move my hips, it doesn't move his body. But if he were a bit lower in the mount, if I created frames and he can't climb high, anytime I move my hips, I'm gonna be able to move his body, right? And this is also an important detail for self-defense, because if somebody's trying to strike you, and then you're able to bump your hip, you can force him to catch his base, and then in the process of that you can trap an arm and you can start looking for the Upa. So however it is that you control the arm, what I would like for you guys to do in the beginning is to reach across to grab his wrist, and on the same side I like grabbing a C grip over here. C grip is like the letter C over here behind his elbow, and I connect my elbows into my core because my elbows are framing his knees from climbing any higher. If he tried to pull his arm and I tried resisting with muscle, here my arms will separate, and that's not good, because if he started to try to climb up from here, now there's nothing blocking his knees from getting high. So something to keep in mind is when you're controlling the arm, don't worry so much about keeping your grips strong. Worry about keeping your elbows stuck to your core, because that way if you try to remove, he's going to be taking my whole entire body here. That way he's never ever going to be able to climb high. And then another thing about having your frames inside is that it makes it impossible for him to hide his foot. So if you notice with this side over here, I can trap this side of the foot, whereas if my frame wasn't there, he can easily hide that, and I wouldn't be able to reach it, and that would be a problem. So I'm controlling the arm, my elbow's in, I trap the foot, and then something that my professor Pedro Sara went over, which was mind-blowing for me, was this idea of just laying your leg down onto the leg so that the bottom of your foot touches the top of the toes over here, and that way you're kind of gluing his right leg to the floor. Because a lot of times some people, they do the Upa, but they don't pay attention to that detail, and when I Upa, he just spreads his knee, and then from here it's like he never ever falls, right? But if you just come here and trap the foot, and then now you lay all the weight of your leg onto that, now when you start to bring your hips up, his leg can't move, and then now from here you can start to pick yourself up. Something else that I find important too is whenever you go for an escape like this, I don't like for the person to close their guard, so I always like to put myself in a position where my elbows are inside, so that if he tries to close his guard, then I can start looking for passing and stuff like that. But if you come here, you still escaped, so you're still in a good position, but I like better for them not to be able to close their guard. So again, maybe in the gi, he's looking for a choke or something, and I can start looking to control his arm from there. Don't try Upaing right away. Wait for him to try to get his arm out. So if he tries to get his arm out, you can get a lot closer, keeping your elbows inside. And now from here, I'm trapping the same side foot, laying my leg down, and my opposite leg as close to my hip as possible is bringing my hip up. And then now you can start coming into the guard here, start looking for your pass, and we can go from there, okay? Cool. Was.